Hello everyone, and welcome back. This crash happened near Twin Oaks Airpark in Oregon, and at first glance, it looks like everything happened in just a few seconds. But with accidents like this, those few seconds are usually only the end of the story. The aircraft was an experimental Lancair 235. The pilot was the only person on board, and sadly, he did not survive. So let's slow this down and look at what may have mattered most here: the altitude, the timing, the little room the pilot had left, and the questions investigators still need to answer. After watching that clip, it is very easy to jump to a conclusion. Some people will say it was an engine problem. Others will say it was a stall, pilot error, or a loss of control. But from this video alone, we cannot say that. We do not see the cockpit. We do not know the airspeed. We do not know the engine condition. We do not know the wind, the exact flight path, or what the pilot was trying to do in those last moments. So the honest answer right now is simple. We know where the airplane came down, but we do not yet know why it could not keep flying. Now, when we slow the video down, the first thing that stands out is the altitude. The airplane is already very low, and when you are that close to the ground, there is almost no time left to figure things out. If something is wrong at that moment, the pilot does not have many choices. There is no long checklist, no second attempt, no time to climb away and think. The field ahead may look open, but that does not mean the airplane can safely reach it. At this height, everything depends on speed, control, and how the aircraft is positioned before it touches the ground. That is what makes this clip so difficult to watch. By the time we see the airplane here, the situation may already be almost out of options. So after slowing this down, I think the real question is not what we see at the very end. The real question is how the airplane got into that position in the first place. Was it losing power? Was it struggling to climb? Was there a control issue? Was the pilot trying to put it down in the safest place he could find? We do not have those answers yet, but those are the questions that matter because the final seconds only show the result. The investigation has to explain what started the chain. If this happened during takeoff or just seconds after takeoff, then the pilot was already in one of the hardest parts of any flight. This is the phase where the airplane is still low, still building energy, and still has very little margin if something does not feel right. At that point, the job is not to diagnose everything perfectly. The first job is to keep the airplane flying. Keep the speed where it needs to be. Keep it under control. And if it cannot continue climbing, start looking for the best place ahead to put it down. That is why accidents like this develop so fast. The altitude is limited, the options are limited, and every second matters. So even without naming the cause, this part is important. If the airplane was already in trouble during the departure phase, then the pilot would have been dealing with a high workload situation almost immediately, with very little time to change the outcome. And this is why the crash site is only one part of the story. Investigators are not just asking where the airplane came down. They are working backward from that point. They need to know what happened before the airplane got so low. Was it climbing normally? Did something change right after takeoff? Was the pilot already dealing with a problem before the camera captured the aircraft? That is the part we cannot see in the video. The final moment matters, but the real answer is usually in the chain that came before it. Now, let's listen to the first live update from Lieutenant Marcus Koss, the Public Information Officer with Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue, as he explains the initial information responders had after the crash.
Plane that was down, that was on fire, and that was spreading into the grass. The initial responding crews did see a black column of smoke on their way in. Once they'd arrived, that had been reduced a bit to just kind of some brown smoke. They were able to see some fire. They were able to put that out, and they found the remnants of a plane. There was a single fatality involved.
What plane are we talking about here?
It's a small aircraft. It's a two-seater aircraft. I can't release the type of aircraft at this time.
Do you have any information about preliminary cause right now?
No, I don't have any information along that. There will be an NTSB investigation that will come with more detail.
Are we able to say whether or not this is an aircraft that was practicing at the school?
Yeah, I have no information I can share along that line.
Is there any information about the age or the gender of the person?
No, I can't share that information.
Is it safe to say that this is a propeller-driven aircraft, not like some sort of jet aircraft?
Yes, that would be safe to say. Yep.
Is it a locally sourced airplane, like one in the area? Can you say that?
I really can't release that information. Yeah.
Is there any information you want to share for people who live in this area right now? I mean, I'm sure some people might have some concerns that with airplanes flying overhead.
Yeah. I think this airpark has a good safety record. We don't have very many incidents that are out here. This appears to be an isolated incident related to this particular aircraft and not this airpark.
Do you know where this...
This is where we have to be careful. There are several things people may immediately assume when they see a crash like this. Engine failure, a stall, pilot error, a control problem, weather. All of those are possible questions for investigators, but right now they are not confirmed answers. The video does not prove that the engine failed. It does not prove that the airplane stalled. It does not prove that the pilot made a mistake. And it does not tell us whether wind, weight, aircraft condition, or anything else played a role. That does not mean those factors are impossible. It means we cannot label them as the cause yet. For now, the most honest way to say it is this: something prevented the airplane from continuing safely, but the evidence has not yet shown exactly what that something was. I understand why people start guessing right away when they see a video like this. The airplane is low, everything happens fast, and your mind immediately tries to fill in the missing piece. Maybe it was an engine problem, maybe it was a stall, maybe it was something else. But right now, we still do not have enough information to turn any of those ideas into a final answer. So I want to hear what you noticed. What stood out to you in the airplane's movement? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and when more official information comes out, we can compare it with what we're seeing here. The NTSB will have to rebuild the sequence before the crash. They will examine the engine, propeller, fuel system, flight controls, maintenance records, weather, witness statements, and the dashcam video. The key question is not just where the airplane came down. The key question is why it could not keep flying after departure. Was the engine producing power? Was the aircraft climbing normally? Did the pilot have control? Was he already trying to land in the field? Those answers are not in the video. They will have to come from the evidence. For now, this is where the story stands. A Lancair 235 crashed near Twin Oaks Airpark. The pilot was killed, and the NTSB still has to determine what went wrong before the aircraft came down. What did you notice in the footage? Did anything about the airplane's movement stand out to you? Write your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more aviation breakdowns based on facts and investigation updates, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next video.